chose the wrong side. Sorry, Tony, but he's my friend. So was I.
Captain America Civil War sees the Avengers go head-to-head over the issue of superhero registration after the cataclysmic events of Age of Ultron. Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, feels really bad about creating Ultron and is all for the Sokovia Accords, while Steve Rogers, or Captain America, is absolutely against it. But what about the rest of the crime-fighting superheroes? Here's our guide to who will be on Team Cap and who's on Team Iron Man in Captain America Civil War. Captain America. For someone whose uniform is all about the red, white and blue, it's a bit of a shocker that Captain America is going against his own government in Civil War, but Steve is more concerned with decency and protecting humanity than rigid nationalism. Plus, he has another reason to fight. His friend Bucky Barnes, aka the brainwashed Winter Soldier, isn't exactly on the government's BFF list at the moment, and he'll do anything to protect him.
Sorry, Tony, but he's my friend.
Iron Man. While the entrepreneur would normally rather avoid government interference, compared to accidentally creating a death-dealing robot, being a bit more open with the public isn't going to be a problem for Tony. Also, we're pretty sure he thinks the Winter Soldier should be behind bars. Bucky Barnes. Given that a big part of why Cap is going up against Tony Stark is down to him, it would be a bit ungrateful for the former Winter Soldier if he wasn't Team Cap. It's not clear whether he agrees with Steve about the Sokovia Accords or if he's just doing it to save his own skin, but either way, he's coming to blows with Team Iron Man. War Machine. Tony Stark's military bud and wingman, James Rhodes, suits up to join Team Iron Man and see that everyone falls in line with the government's plans. Not surprising given that he's a colonel in the US Army. If his superiors tell him to follow the Accords, that's exactly what he's going to do. Falcon. The Winged Avenger is fiercely loyal to Captain America, so, despite his military background, we can well believe that he would choose to side with Steve. He may have an issue with Bucky's questionable past, not to mention that beef with AntMan, but he trusts Cap and will follow his lead. Black Widow. There's lots of reasons why Black Widow should be Team Cap. Her best bud Hawkeye is, she's never really seen eye to eye with Iron Man, and her history following dubious orders hasn't exactly turned out great. But despite all this, Natasha is definitely Team Iron Man. We can't wait to find out why. Hawkeye. Clint might be loyal to Natasha, but as a former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, it makes more sense for him to stand with Steve than Tony. Add to that the fact that he has a wife and family to protect, and you can see why he's opposed to the Accords. Sharon Carter. Sharon made her debut in The Winter Soldier, and like Hawkeye, she's another S.H.I.E.L.D. loyalist, so is sticking by Cap's side. Black Panther. Although the trailers showed T'Challa fighting alongside Iron Man, he's been described as more of a third party who brings an outsider's perspective to the conflict. It's been hinted at that the Black Panther has his own reasons for backing up Tony, but it'll be interesting to see how he deals with Iron Man's ego. Scarlet Witch. Despite all the promo material showing Scarlet Witch fighting with Team Cap, the bigwigs at Marvel insist she's a wild card. It certainly looks like she's on Steve's side, but given that her twin Maximoff died during the battle in Age of Ultron, could she decide the Accords are a good thing and switch sides? The Vision. Vision is, to all intents and purposes, Tony's offspring, after Ultron, so it makes sense that he would side with him. But more than that, Vision believes in the survival of humanity above all else, even if that means putting his fellow Avengers at risk. AntMan. Scott Lang is a former con artist and criminal who definitely doesn't want his shady past exposed to the world, so of course he's Team Cap. He has more to lose than most if the Accords go through, so he was always going to side with Steve on this one. SpiderMan. We only recently got our first look at Spider-Man in Civil War, and he did look like he was on Team Iron Man. There's no obvious reason why the web-slinger would be involved in this fight, so we're wondering if there's been some serious persuasion on the part of Tony Stark to get him on side. And that's just about everyone. Let us know which team you're on in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more entertainment news, reviews, previews and features right here on GamesRadar Plus.
You chose the wrong side. Keep telling yourself that.